The way to approach God is, first of all, with honesty. Be honest. Come to God being honest about who you are and what you are and the reality of your life. And then second, come to him with humility. Humble. See, our attitude with God should not be, wow, God, man, oh man, here I am, and you sure are lucky to have me acknowledge you. Huh? You're lucky, God. No. No. Our attitude should be more like this. Thank you. Thank you for being gracious and merciful, Lord. Thank you for being loving and caring towards someone like me. Jesus told a story one time. I want to read it to you. It illustrates what I'm describing. This is recorded in Luke chapter 18. I'm going to read Luke chapter 18, verses 10 through 14. And this is Jesus telling the story. Jesus says, two men went to the temple to pray. One was a Pharisee, religious big shot. The other was a despised tax collector. That's how it says it in the text. Despised. A despised tax collector. The story goes on. The Pharisee stood by himself and prayed this prayer. I thank you, God, that I'm not like other people. Cheaters and sinners and adulterers. I'm certainly not like that tax collector. I fast twice a week. I give you 1/10 of my income. The story goes on. Again, this is Jesus telling the story. But the tax collector stood at a distance and dared not even lift his eyes to heaven. As he prayed, instead, he beat his chest in sorrow, saying, Oh God, be merciful to me. I'm a sinner. Jesus says in the text, this is verse 14 of the text, Jesus says, I tell you, this sinner, tax collector, this sinner, not the Pharisee, returned home justified before God. The sinner was made right with God, not the religious expert. Why? Well, here's what Jesus says next. This is still part of the text. This is still part of verse 14. Jesus says, those who exalt themselves will be humbled. Those who humble themselves will be exalted. I'll be honest. I hate to say this, but it's the truth. I have this real tendency to want to exalt myself sometimes. And it's not a good plan. Usually when I do it, it backfires on me anyhow. God is not fooled. He's not fooled by anything we pull. To genuinely come before God humbly. That's the right approach.